Well, I want to welcome everybody back here to WPCC as we get ready to start the 2011 football season. Coach King, we've just finished up with your scrimmages and jamborees, and give us your assessment of where you are at this point in time.
Well, we're relatively injury free. That's the number one thing. We've got some young kids we're trying to work on, get better. We got a lot of little things we got to get better at right now. We got to get in better shape. We finished up with Rock Hill, and we got after it the best we've gotten after it. And we got 7 or 8 days till we get to hit another color shirt, so we've got to take advantage of those opportunities and be ready to go next week.
Well, Coach, last year you played defensively with a lot of sophomores, and this year you got a lot of sophomores out here again, 18 in camp this year. What's it going to be like with that many young kids out there?
Well, one of them, O'Keefe Conway, he is a sophomore, but he's not. He's way beyond his years, and then we got a couple of other young ones that can play that we've got to get to understand the speed of varsity football. They're coming from 9th grade football and going to varsity, and that's a big time difference. Once they do, they got a chance to be good football players.
And I think that really showed last Friday night against Strom Thurmond. They had a quarterback that was really elusive, and there were times you looked like you got there, and he wasn't there anymore, and they weren't real sure what to do.
Well, they're good. That's one reason we got them back up here is because they're an outstanding football team. They're going to be a threat to win the whole thing in 2A. And they do it clean and they play hard. And that's a couple of things we wanted to see. We weren't really worried about game planning to stop them, do this, do that. We just wanted to line up, try to play, and see where we stacked up. And as we can see, we didn't stack up real well against them Friday night.
But then you came back last night against Rock Hill, big 4A school, got 3 bus loads of kids come rolling out of there, and you just lined up and kept going, and they kept throwing fresh faces in, and you seemed to do pretty well for 3 hours there.
We did. We played a good bit better. We kind of backed off Monday of conditioning and try to get our legs underneath us a little bit. We hadn't been worried about that. We're trying to get in shape. If we've been run down, we've been run down. But I thought our kids battled. They hit. It was physical. We've been sore the next day, but it was the kind of scrimmage we needed to get ready to knock some heads in a week and a half.
And Coach, offensively, you lost a 3-year starter last year at quarterback. Neil Lease come in with very little experience at the quarterback position at the varsity level last year, but he seems to be coming along, progressing well.
Neil's doing a lot of things we need him to do. He's trying to lead. He's trying to learn. He's trying to put us in the right positions. He's made a few mistakes, but a couple of his mistakes everybody would make. He's doing everything we want him to do. He's going to continue to. He's had a heck of a good year.
The good thing about that, you haven't had a lot of quarterback center exchanges. You haven't had a lot of quarterback, back exchanges. Those kind of things have kind of went fairly smoothly, and hadn't had a lot of penalties and things on offense either for offsides and those type things.
Knock on wood, we've been doing pretty well with that, but everything changes when the lights come on for real and nobody's out there and the refs are out there and you get a little nervous. But Neil's going to be all right, and hopefully everybody else will be too.
And Coach, you had to be real pleased with Eric Clinton last night. 2 touchdowns through the air, and you seemed to be able to throw the ball and do fairly well in the passing game last night when you had to.
Well, Neil's had a good summer. And that's one thing we have back. We got backs, our running backs back, and a couple of our receivers back, and we're working those young linemen in. If we do that and can run the ball, we got some people that can go get. We'll give Neil a chance, and we could be effective through there when we want to be.
Well, like you say, if you can throw the ball and keep people off guard where they can't keep 11 on the line, it's going to open up a lot of holes for your running game and make that a whole lot more efficient. And your running backs seem to have done fairly well. Even against Strom Thurmond the other night, you were able to move the ball at 4 and 5 yards at a clip. I think you averaged right at 4 yards a carry, and you had to be pretty pleased with that part of your game.
Well, we knew coming in as long as they didn't back off at all. We had fullback, 2 tailbacks back that were very good last year. We got another one in Conway as a sophomore, and a couple other young kids that can block and run. And they're going to be at the point of attack every time. If they block, we got to get some blocking up front, and we got a chance to be able to run the football.
And one thing I noticed from the press box the other night, the kids didn't look to mind when it was their turn to get in there and block full speed. It wasn't, I'm going to take a half a play off because I'm not getting the ball.
Well, that's one thing we've tried to harp on. We're going to continue to harp on when they get tired. They tend to want to be high and not run through the blocks. And these guys are going to take pride in being able to do the things we want to do. It's part of the mindset, and I think they're going to push and try to be real good blockers besides real good runners.
All right, Coach. Well, preseason is pretty much over. You've got about 7 more days of practice, and then it'll be time for your first game. So we're glad that everybody pretty much is injury free. We hope it stays that way, and we want to wish you and the Red Devils the best of luck this year. And we look forward to seeing you here again on Sports Radio 1410.